All right, so let's begin. First, tell me that how have you been, and also how is your viewing of recorded lectures coming along? And please, whenever you start speaking, please make sure you turn on your camera, okay, so that I can see you. I can see who is speaking. Sometimes it is confusing for me to identify who is speaking and who is asking question and things like that. All right, so I am asking you that how are recorded lectures coming along? Did you see my last lecture that I recorded, which was on types of editorials? How was your working on activities? We'll talk about the two activities as well shortly. So let's begin. All right. And before you speak, please turn on your camera. Okay. Any question? Do you have any question related to the content, related to the notes that I uploaded on Moodle last time? Do you have any question related to the lecture on types of editorials that I uploaded on Moodle last time? Is there anything that you want to ask or discuss? Everything was very clear. You don't have any question?
Yes, ma'am, they were extremely clear.
Sirath has written that recorded lectures have been very helpful. All right. If you don't have any question, then I'll begin, and I'll begin from asking you questions related to the activity that I asked you to work on. And whenever you are answering my questions, I mean, I'll ask you to volunteer. If you do not volunteer, then I'll pick people randomly and I'll ask you to answer my questions. And whenever anyone is answering my question, I'll ask you to turn your camera on. All right. Oh, okay, let's begin. So I asked you to work on two activities last week. The first activity was related to the question that what is the difference between a newspaper editorial and a magazine editorial? And for that, I asked you to find any magazine at your home, find any magazine that you could find easily. It could be Akhbar-e-Jahan, it could be a Khawateen Digest or a Reader's Digest or even an Urdu Digest, any magazine, or even a magazine from a Sunday newspaper, a Sunday magazine of a newspaper, I mean. And then I asked you to write at least two differences between a newspaper editorial and a magazine editorial. Would anyone like to talk about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Alishba. Very good.
Ma'am, I have written these
two differences. Very good.
Okay, ma'am. The first one I have noticed was alliteration used in the title. Which the title was an
illustration
event. Alliteration. The repetition of usually initial consonant.
Iteration. Okay, go ahead.
The one I have read in the World Times was an epoch-making event.
Mm-hmm.
And there was alliteration in the title. It was, I'm telling about magazine editorial.
Very good.
Byline.
Mm-hmm.
And an editorial, newspaper editorial, they use no byline.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is magazine editorials are very informal and newspaper editorial is formal. And they also use jargon in magazine editorials.
That's a very good point. I especially like the third point that you have mentioned, Alishba. It's very good. And the use of jargons. I'm going to write it and I'll talk about it in a minute. Another point that Alishba raised is that magazine editorials seem to be a little bit informal, whereas newspaper editorials are formal. I'll talk about that too, but I'm really glad to see that you worked on this activity and you have come up with some tangible differences. It's really good. Any other difference? Who would like to add into this? Would anyone like to add into what Alishba has said? Please turn on your camera and then start speaking. Go ahead, Daniel. Turn on your camera. Hello, Daniel. Are you with us? Can you hear me? Any other student? Zainul Abidin, Kainat Chaudhary.
मैम मेरे पास एक पॉइंट है, लेकिन मैम मेरा पता नहीं, मैं लैपटॉप पे कर रहा हूँ या तो मेरा ना कैमरा डिसेबल्ड है, मेरे
That's
जैसे
okay.
ऑन नहीं हो रहा।
That's okay. Okay, what's the difference? What are the differences that you found?
मैम मैंने एक डिफरेंस तो काफ़ी विविड था, वो ये था कि जो एडिटोरियल न्यूज़पेपर में था ना, मैंने डॉन का पढ़ा था, उसमें विविडली उन्होंने स्पेस बचाने के लिए ना एक सर्टेन पोर्शन दिया हुआ था राइटर को, तो इट वाजंट दैट डिटेल्ड कंपेयर टू द वन आई रेड इन द मैगजीन, वो भी डॉन का ही मैगजीन था। मैम उस वो मैगजीन असली में मैराडोना के ऊपर था, उसका एडिटोरियल, तो इट वाज एक्सट्रीमली डिटेल्ड, लाइक उसकी पूरा एक मेमोयर टाइप था। और जो न्यूज़पेपर एडिटोरियल था वो लाइक टाइमली था, मतलब मैराडोना वाला भी टाइमली था ऑब्वियसली, लेकिन मतलब मैम ज़्यादा डिटेल्ड था मैगजीन वाला।
Talk more about magazine editorial.
मैम उसके अंदर लाइक पूरी बायोग्राफी थी मैराडोना की, और उसके अंदर बायलाइन भी थी जिसने लिखा था, और पिक्चर्स भी थी। बिफोर द स्टार्ट ऑफ द राइटिंग दे शोड द अ वॉल इन अर्जेंटीना जिसको उन्होंने पेंट किया हुआ था मैराडोना ने न्यूज़पेपर एडिटोरियल में।
It seems to me, Zan, that the the article that you read and you are saying it was editorial, that doesn't seem like editorial to me. Usually, newspaper magazines cannot give you a clear example of a magazine editorial. I highly recommend that you see the editorial which is published in a magazine, preferably a tabloid magazine. So, let's say an editorial published in Time magazine, an editorial published in Newsweek, an editorial published in The Economist, an editorial published in Akhbar-e-Jahan. Or okay, let's talk about some more differences and then you will get a clear understanding between the two. All right, Zain?
यस मैम, यस मैम। हम असली में मेरे पास ना खुद लाइक मैगजीन था, मैंने वो असली में ई पेपर से निकाला था, तो
that doesn't, what you
न्यूज़पेपर
are
था।
saying, it doesn't seem like an editorial to me. It's not an editorial. And a magazine editorial is something that comes in the beginning, in the very beginning of the magazine, and it's like Alishba. Alishba, would you say what what magazine did you read?
Yes, ma'am. It was Today World Times.
Very good. So, yeah, you told me. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, a magazine editorial usually comes in the beginning and it really reads like an editorial. Yeah. By reading it, you can see and you can tell, yes, it is coming from the editor. Now, let me tell you.
One page.
Yes, very good. And sometimes at the end, you also see the signature of editor. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes,
the editor gives his signature. Very good. And a magazine editorial reads like it. Okay, I'll talk about this later, but let's talk about the points that Alishba raised. The first thing she said that a magazine editorial had jargons, right, Alishba? Okay, the first difference between a newspaper editorial and a magazine editorial is that, okay, a newspaper editorial addresses issues related to national and international importance. A newspaper has a really wide readership, right? A magazine usually does not have a wide readership. It is read by limited people. How? First of all, there are different kinds of magazines. We all know there are cooking magazines. Is that correct? We know there is a magazine, its name is Dastarkhan, right? Then there are sports magazines. Then there are magazines for international audience, like Time magazine is an example. Then there are magazines that are meant for whole families, for like a family sort of magazines. Akhbar-e Jahan is an example. Similarly, they also publish a weekly magazine. Its name is Family Magazine. That is another example. There are children's magazines. There is a magazine named Talimo Tarbiyat. Have you ever seen that? Talimo Tarbiyat. Similarly, there is another monthly magazine for children, Mahnama Phool. You may have seen it even on bookstalls or that kind of thing. Similarly, Dawn newspaper publishes a magazine, a weekly magazine, possibly every Thursday or Friday for children. Its name is Young World. Young World is for children. Okay, there are magazines for internet users, people who spend a lot of time on internet. Dawn publishes a magazine, its name is Spider. Similarly, there are magazines for there are advertising magazines. People who are, those of you who have took courses on advertising and public relations, you may know that there is a magazine which Dawn publishes. It's for advertising people. Its name is Aurora, Aurora. Have you ever heard about that? Okay, now, okay, let me tell you that a newspaper editorial is meant for wide readership. It has a really wide readership. It is meant for everyone. That is why newspaper editorials address issues of national and international importance, whereas a magazine editorial is meant for a particular area. So there are areas, like I said, there are magazines on cooking, there are magazines on sports, there are magazines related to fashion, there are magazines related to international issues, family, children, and all that. So a magazine editorial does not address issues related to national, international importance. Instead, they address issues that are related to a particular class or particular area. Does that make sense? Now I'm asking you for that reason. Now this goes back to what Alishba said, that the magazine that she read, the magazine editorial that she read had jargons because it is meant for that particular class of people. Now what I have said, does that make sense for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Safa Zahid, Kainat Chaudhary, Fatma Atiq, Taha Zain, Amama. Does that make sense for all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the major difference. This is a major difference between a newspaper editorial and a magazine editorial. Now, with that said, I mean, there are a number of other differences that you can note by just paying attention to it. And this is something that you can do by activity. For that reason, I emphasize that you actually work on this activity. Let me tell you, students, that I'm going to give you an exam very soon. It will be next week. You will take exam on Friday next week. I will announce the date of the exam. I will finalize the date of the exam this coming Friday. Exam will be either on December 16 or December 18. You will take exam online, like during the class, during the regular class timings. You will come online and I will give you exam either on Google Forms or Kahoot. These are two online forums where I will give you exam. The exam will consist of questions like multiple choice questions or short answers. And you will be given only 30 to 40 minutes to take the exam. Whenever I announce the date, please make sure that you appear for exam on time and you also have strong internet to take the exam. All right? And if you have, I will post the details this coming Friday related to exam. And if you have any questions, you can ask me during our next virtual session on coming Monday, on next Monday. So for exam questions, uh, 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 all of those questions that we have done during activities are very important, because you have actually learned about them through practice. Now again, the same sort of question, that how would you differentiate between a newspaper editorial and a magazine editorial? When you write the difference, please make sure that you write in clear words and your expression is clear. I mean, even if your understanding is clear and which is not accompanied by the clarity of expression, that won't make sense. Whatever you write, it should make sense for me. Now, this was a brief announcement about the exam that I have made. I'll repeat this information toward the end of the class. Now, let's talk about uh, our next question. The next activity that I uploaded on Moodle last time, it was about finding differences between writing in an editorial and a newspaper column. And I asked you to write at least 5 clear differences, right? Who would like to go first?
Ma'am, can I?
Sure, Aksa. Are you Aksa?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ma'am, in column in New York Times, they had byline and the summary of the writer about one-liner maybe, and they had pictures.
Is that editorial? Is that editorial?
No, ma'am, column.
Column. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. And after that, it was like very straightforward and more on social issues. This is what I noticed. And in New York Times, they had picture and captions as well.
Very good. So did you read Muhammad Hanif?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Muhammad Hanif is one of my favorite writers who writes in the New York Times. Very good. And how would you differentiate this column within editorial?
Ma'am, picture?
No picture in editorial.
Editorial में नहीं होती.
Yeah,
Column में थी picture.
And no
और
byline.
writer की summary भी, और जो था एडिटोरियल है वो थोड़ा प्रोफेशनल टोन में होता है, वो ओपिनियन होता है, लेकिन फिर भी वो एक बड़ा लिमिटेड सा होता है. लेकिन कॉलम में दे वर वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड.
Very good, very good.
Ma'am, can I add to it?
Aksa, well, just wait a minute. Aksa talked about this idea that column seems to be very straightforward, right? I'll talk about this in a minute, Aksa. Yes, who wanted to go next?
Ma'am, me, Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Ma'am, editorials are not signed by the author, whereas columns
Beta,
are.
can you please turn on your camera so that I can see you?
Ma'am, my camera won't turn on because I'm using my mobile data. I don't have any electricity today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But next time, whenever you come to the virtual session and you want to participate, speak, please turn on your cameras, all right? Go ahead, Ryan. What were you saying?
So, ma'am, editorials are not signed by the author, whereas the columns are. The second point I wrote was that in an editorial, you usually find words like we, because it's a collective opinion. Yeah. And then and columns are, whereas in a personal column, you will find words like I, because it's the opinion of the author himself.
Very good. I really appreciate your observation for your second point. Especially Ryan is absolutely right. This is a difference that I myself was going to discuss. That you can easily find an I approach in a column. Recall any column that you may have read in any Urdu newspaper, Hassan Nisar's column or Javed Chaudhry's column. They say, I went there, I saw this, I observed this, I talked about this, right? There is a clear, visible I approach in a column, which is different in the writing of an editorial. When you read an editorial, it's a kind of collective we impression, because it is understood that it is the opinion of an organization. So when you read an editorial, you get this impression that an organization is addressing, giving its opinion, whereas in column you get the impression that writer is speaking. Very good observation, Ryan. But I do want to talk about your first observation. You said, yes, that a column is signed by a person and editorial is not, what does that mean? Can you expand on that?
मैम एडिटोरियल्स के अंदर आपको नाम नहीं लिखा हुआ नजर आता, जिस तरह कॉलम के अंदर जितने भी आपने हमें भेजे थे उन सारों के अंदर ऑथर की थोड़ी सी इंफॉर्मेशन भी थी और उनका वो कुछ मतलब देयर ईमेल और समथिंग ऑफ द सॉर्ट वाज गिवन, बट किसी भी एडिटोरियल के अंदर नहीं था.
Very good. Ryan, were you taking this semester online entirely? I think you are one of those
Yes.
two. Yeah. So,
Yes.
Okay, very good. We have discussed this in class activities many times that this is called byline. Do you know what is a byline?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? The name of the writer. The
Yes,
name
ma'am.
of the author appearing with the article. Let's say, I do not know, can anyone tell me any article title by Muhammad Hanif?
Ma'am, there was one that I read just he was talking about coronavirus, how we're all ashamed.
Yes, shaming issue in COVID-19. Let's say the title of the article is COVID shaming in Pakistan, right? By Muhammad Hanif. In this article, by Muhammad Hanif is byline. All right. So very good. What you are saying by signed, it will not be called signed, it will be called byline. An editorial always appears without a byline, whereas a column always appears with a byline. All right. Okay. Now I'll go back to the point that Aksa earlier mentioned, straightforward. We were talking about I approach, which is used in a column. That is why the writing of a column appears to be straightforward. It seems to me, well, it's kind of one-on-one discussion happening between a columnist and the reader. This is the writing style of a column. That is why it appears to be very straightforward. Sometimes this is not the case in editorial. Editorial, to me, especially when I read it, it appears to be a very, very formal piece of writing. Okay. Now, does anyone else want to discuss any difference? Let me see what I have on chat box.
Ma'am, I have some points to add. They're similar to Ryan's.
Sure.
Ma'am, one point was that in the columns there is a brief information about the authors at the end, like a line. Like मैम एक मैंने अभी आज का डॉन का ही पेपर खोला हुआ है, एंड पे एक कॉलम राइटर का लिखा हुआ है, he was a former IGP Sindh in हाँ IGP Sindh. और उसके अलावा मैम थोड़ी सी लाइक तस्वीर भी बनी होती है जो राइटर होता है कॉलम में.
Very good.
और मैम थर्डली जो कॉलम्स होते हैं ना, लाइक जो एडिटोरियल होते हैं, उनकी एक स्पेसिफिक शेप नहीं होती. हाँ, उनका एक पोर्शन होता है, लेकिन वो रेक्टेंगुलर भी हो सकता है, स्क्वायर भी हो सकता है. जो कॉलम्स हैं मैम, वो लाइक कॉलम्स लगते हैं जब उनको देखते भी हैं.
I don't understand.
Ma'am, they are like rectangular vertically.
I think the kind of this structure appears on the space. Usually a columnist, he fits his article within the space allocated to him, within the space given to him. Editorial's length may vary. It depends on the topic. It depends. Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you that when you attempt this question in exam, let's say I ask you a question which is about explaining any 5 differences between a column and an editorial. What you should do ideally is try to write about the differences in the clearest possible words. Let's say what I would do if I would be taking this exam, what I would do, I will draw a line. On one side, I will write editorial, and on the other side, I will write a column. The first difference that appears to me is an editorial is published without a byline. A column is published with a byline. First difference. Now, a reader can easily make sense of the differences that I am telling. Second difference. An editorial appears without any picture. There is absolutely no picture. However, in the second column, I would write, a column usually appears with a picture of the columnist, which means sometimes it will be a small picture. You may have noticed small picture of Muhammad Hanif in Pakistani English newspapers. If they don't publish pictures, sometimes they would publish a small sketch You may have noticed this. And now third difference, a newspaper editorial reads like the opinion of a newspaper organization, whereas a column reads like the opinion of the columnist. It's a single person approach. All right. Now, fourth difference is the editorial is coming from the editorial board or from the editor, whereas a column is coming from the columnist, and for that reason, sometimes the newspaper gives a brief summary of the columnist. You may have noticed that with Muhammad Hanif, usually the New York Times writes this, that the author is, the writer is the author of the book, The Case of Exploding Mangoes, like that kind of information. So yeah, there are these differences. You need to find them. You need to focus on these activities. You need to sit, think, and spend time on the activities that I have uploaded on Moodle to prepare you for the exams. But I'm glad to see that your observations are quite interesting, and you are on the right track. Before I end this session, I wanted to make an announcement for everyone. Students, we may have a writing session this coming Monday. If we do, I will let you know by coming Wednesday. Again, I am saying that we may have. Alishba, you have raised your hand. I'll get to you in a minute. I'll repeat what I have said. We may have our third writing session on coming Wednesday. It's not sure that we will do. If we do, I will let you know in advance. Again, there is this possibility. I will let you know by Wednesday. Second thing that I wanted to request, and I wanted to actually warn everyone about this thing, that I noticed that last time when we had writing session, there was a person who copied content of another person. Like there was a person who wrote for her section, and another person copied that content for his section. Now this is ethically bad, and please do not copy other people's works. If you do, it is like you are stealing others' works, and that may lead to some severe consequences, like the cancellation of your writing session for that day. If I see this happening again, it may lead to the cancellation of writing session for the person who copies someone else's work. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes.
All right, Alishba, you wanted to ask a question. Go ahead, please. I have 10 minutes remaining for the session.
Ma'am, I've noticed something in columns. I don't know is this valid or not, but I've noticed that columns have focused subject matter, like they focus on a specific subject while writing.
Very good. It's a very good observation. Yes. For example, Zubaida Mustafa. I assigned you 4 writers: Muhammad Hanif, Zubaida Mustafa, Huma Yusuf, and Kamila Hayat. I have read all of them for years. Like I have been reading them for years and years. Zubaida Mustafa mostly writes on issues related to education system in Pakistan, and especially issues of language, linguistic imperialism. These are issues that she usually addresses. Yes. So columnists usually they write on issues related to their interests. This is different from editorial writing. Again, I am glad to see that you have been keenly observing the writing of newspaper editorials and columns. I'm glad to see that you are working very well, Alishba. So you are quite right, and in order to put it into words, especially for exam, you may write that a column usually reflects the areas of interest by the columnist, whereas an editorial can be on any issue that is of national or international importance. That doesn't have to reflect the area of interest of the writer. A column reflects the area of interest of the writer, whereas an editorial does not have to do that. There are many writers who write. I know Hassan Nisar mostly writes on issues of political parties. He is famous for criticizing political parties, right? You may have observed this. Hassan Nisar is really, really famous for criticizing political parties. I have only 7 minutes left. Let me take this time. Let me take a couple minutes to read comments in the chat box, and if there is any question, I'll answer that. I'll leave last 5 minutes for you to ask questions. That's okay. Whoever has sore throat, or if you are not feeling well, or if your camera is not working, yeah, you can leave your camera off. But if you want to speak from next time, please make sure you come with a working camera so that you can turn it on whenever I ask you to. That's okay. For Bakhtavar, I mean, those of you who cannot or could not attend this session because of poor internet connection, that's okay. I'm recording this session and I'm going to upload a video on Moodle. Yes, Sirath, I have read your comment on the difference between editorial and column. Would you please explain what do you mean when you say magazines have a niche? What does that mean? I'm not quite sure if I understand this. Maybe you can explain this in writing.
Sorry, ma'am, what are you asking?
In your comment, Bete, you wrote that magazines have a niche.
Yes, ma'am. Like you, after I wrote this, you told us that they have a niche. Like if they are the magazine about the children or magazine are about something, so they talk about those issues majorly. But if we talk about newspapers and editorials, they have a general view, political or any other issue. So they have a general view of something. So they have a niche. They're talking about some specific issue.
When you say niche, do you mean a particular position?
I say particular issue or particular field on which they talk about, like generally, like they have a particular area of where what are the things they talk about in their editorial.
When you rewrite about this for the exam, please make sure you kind of use the words that are kind of like self-explanatory in the sense that what you write makes sense. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Very good. What else? Fatma Atiq has written that columnists are paid for writing a column. Now, okay, yes, columnists are. With that, have you ever heard the term freelancers? How many of you are familiar with the term freelancers? Who are freelancers?
Ma'am, those who actually pitch their column to the different newspapers, and if one of the newspaper accepts it or the one who is the highest bidder, they sell it to them.
Very good, very good. Yeah, your understanding is quite clear. But let me tell you, let's put it in proper words. Okay, a freelancer is a person who is not formally associated with a single organization. I'll repeat: a freelancer is a person who is not formally associated with an organization. A freelancer can be a writer, he can be an editor, he can be a copywriter, he can also be a columnist, an opinion writer. Let's say I am a freelancing opinion writer. So my column can appear in Dawn or in the News or in The Nation. In that way, I'm not associated with a single organization. And wherever my article appears, that organization will pay me for my creativity and for my work. Does that make sense? And freelancer is a term which is important for all of you to learn, to master, because there are many freelancing writers. There is one, his name was Kuldeep Nayyar. His articles used to appear in Daily Dawn. He was a freelance. Sometimes his articles would appear in Dawn, sometimes the articles would appear in The News. So Yes, and columns, Fatma is quite right. Many times newspaper organizations pay columnists for their writing, for their creative work. However, editorials are actually written by paid employees. Like if I work with Dawn, I am an employee of Dawn, and my editor can ask me to write an editorial for the newspaper. Okay. Zishan has written that I have only 2 minutes. A column generally expresses one individual's point of view. It can be humorous. Yes. Column is always an individual's point of view. Editorial is always an organization's point of view. And column can be humorous. Column can be a serious issue or anything. Is that uh, is that all you wanted to ask, Zishan?
Yes, yes, ma'am, I got it.
Very good.
Thank
I
you.
think another student raised the hand. I have forgotten. It was either Alishba or Ahmed
Yes,
Zia.
ma'am.
Okay, Alishba, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to confirm, ma'am. आपने पहले में बोला था कि editorial does not have any byline. वो आपने rephrase करवाया था. आप मुझे दोबारा बता सकती हैं, please? Byline वाला जो question था, आपने कहा था कि paper में इस तरह नहीं लिखना.
Oh yeah, there was a student I have forgotten, and I think she was saying that editorial is signed by the writer or something. I said that it's not about signing; it's about the name appearing with the writer, with the write-up, and it's called byline. An editorial always appears with the byline, whereas a column, an editorial always appears without a byline, whereas a column always appears with a byline. Along with the byline, actually in column you can also see a brief summary and a very brief, not summary, we cannot call it summary, a very brief introduction of the writer. It will tell you that the writer is educationist, the writer works with public policy organization, the writer is an advocate and is an attorney general, and like usually a very brief summary, a very brief introduction of writer tells you what is his name and what does he do, and if he has
And
any publication.
these two will be counted as two different differences, summary and byline.
They can be, yeah, sometimes, because an editorial would write like the New York Times usually write, it's coming from the editorial board, which is different from newsroom. Yeah, you can if you want to. Ahmed, I'm not doing attendance today, so thank you for your participation, and I'm ending this session now. If you have any questions, please keep me asking questions via email, and you will receive recorded lectures by Wednesday evening, I'm sure, and then we may have our third writing session this coming Friday. Again, I'll announce an exam by email